standards of beauty. She strongly believes that our youth need positive role models and from both sexes, and that all persons should be passionately in love with themselves in order to overcome insecurities and excel. She seeks to include guidance and truth in her art and to use her many art forms to better the world for the sake of her and your children. Please put your hands together and welcome Rebel Glam. Rebel Glam.
And every time I try my best to love myself, not just the rest, there's some monkey who's showing me the door. But I know that she is lovely. Got that soul, got that pride, got that bubbly, yeah. If you see that girl, please let her breathe. When you meet that girl, please let her be, yeah. And don't you tell that girl anything to make her feel low. She is golden, 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 golden like a halo. Good night. Good night. I believe in self-love. I believe that if people love themselves more, we'd be better off. And I believe that most of the problems in the world could be alleviated, at least to an extent, if people love themselves first and then we're able to extend that love to everyone. And so I became a self-love advocate. And in doing so, it took me through a lot of trials because I get treated badly all the time. I get treated real bad all the time. And it just has taught me to love myself more and more and more. And the truth about this is that this makes people angry sometimes. And that's why this piece is called The Audacity of Me. The audacity of me to call my own self beautiful. Hard ears, hard head, hard time. Remember, it seems I'm not learning how to conform. Still morphing into phoenix mode, still ignoring the storm, still daring to grow into the heavens, still approaching God with arms outstretched, still in love with self despite all the sound reasons they gave me to lose my esteem. Still mesmerized by my own beauty, the audacity of me to know I could be much less, to not accept the offer, to voice my gratefulness for elevation. I heard the black girl story many times and still refused to walk with trepidation, but instead a rude wobble in my step and an extra broad smile because of intoxication. Drunk and soaked in the idea that I have received appreciation and no one fooled me, and that I'm not delusional, and that maybe there's no end to my happy story. Wow. The audacity of me. Thank you, that's that piece. And if there's any strong women in here, which I'm sure there are, I'm sure that y'all can feel me, right? Sometimes as a woman you decide to do something, like for instance in my life, I will say something, and then people go and ask my husband and he said the same thing, and all of a sudden people get that I said it in the first place. And so I wrote this piece. I don't even need a book for this piece. I guess no respect. I know what the word is gets. I get no respect. As a woman, I get no respect. Amazing how easy it is for me to say this. In 2017, it's still not crazy to hear guys in the supermarket commenting, "Oh, look at that thing there, boy." Careless and loud. For girls are ignorant human beings and they despise being called queens. They are never sad. No bad feeling about calling us things. They will open you up and consume you like a thing, then complain that you're empty and sit back and envy every other guy who manages to squeeze a few bittersweet grapefruit drops out of our hollow green bottles, which we are now asked to recycle. Our daughters and sons continue to cycle. See, I've heard brilliant women speak, and the men or the women ain't listening. And I've seen some foolish men speak and not have the same problem. And the world will still call me lucky if my husband walks and holds my hand. If I cheat, I go whole scabicle. Well, if he cheat, well, he's just a man. There are girls who will call me ugly and say he's insane not to look at them. The last time I checked, I thought I had low beauty and low brains. A queen reigns this body, but my sisters pull the reins. The black girl is covered in dirt. It's just harder to see the stains. And if she should collapse and die, some rat boxy will come on her terrain, ready to salvage all that she worked for before they can even bury her remains. I say again, I guess no respect. I get no respect. Some women lather their brains daily and rinse thoroughly because it's easier not to be a prodigy if there's no history. The other day someone said to me, "We black women but white ladies." Is this what we still see? We pay thousands of dollars for other people's hair. But even when mine was down to my rear, I still got no respect from my peers. And I swear under my breath as I witness belligerent badges who are proud of their titles. And men who would not befriend me unless I was to mention my parts as idle. Sis, don't get suicidal. You can cook, clean, raise kids, do a yoga class, have an all-day bumper pass and bubbies that last and outlast, and still the man you choose might not get called a fool if he was to use his tool to undo all you do, and the woman that he horned you with can still comment under your picture and say, "She ain't even that cute." And you will still reply, "That's why they don't still want me, fool." As though you are both just the sum of your physical attributes. Their attention is our pay. Which is why we cannot afford to be less sexy some days. Which is why in all ways we invest and face. Just so that those who care more about our parts than our ways can praise. Hi IG family. We get no respect no day. Kim? Well, she don't deserve Kanye. B? Better hurry up and get a couple more children for J. Reed? Well, she crazy, she deserves to get licking anyway. Put Chris' album on replay. Worthless girls up and down the runway, waiting on planes full of men with half-dead faces. And I wonder to myself, does a male groupie even exist? Take. Well, they must be the broken kings that the broken queens long for. He sees a woman's legs and he says, "Divide and conquer." And we still take his side and decide to wipe the monster. And when these weak men impregnate our daughters, we facilitate the deserters because she's not the first or the second course, but she's sweet, so let's desert her. Black woman, the perceived lesser descendant of the African slaves, educate yourself and come out of disrespect's cage. Some of our princesses grow ignorant with age and even fight for men's attention, even use it to make a wage. I heard in China, if the embryo is a girl, they'll get rid of it in hopes for a boy someday, because if it's one child smell you see, then it better have a penis. Sent all the prayers to Mars, and now Mars stars are impersonating Venus. The little girl, she was never taught to love herself. She put herself last and rests her heart up on the shelf. And even this piece would be stronger if it was a man who said it. It seems even when they do no work, the men just get all the credit. I get it. I can get all the likes in the world and build all the hype if I focus on being sexy. But I'm still left to wonder when it's all over, how can I make them respect me? Thank you. I got a new book coming out, Shameless Plug, and I have a book here right now. It's called Love Yourself More. The reason why I wrote that book is because I felt as though before I could even do anything else, I'm also a chef. I don't know if you guys ever watch my cooking show, but CBC will keep showing it though. Something will work out for me. But yeah. And I wrote a cookbook, but I didn't release the cookbook yet. I wanted to release Love Yourself More first because of how important I felt it was to be a self-love advocate and to encourage people to think a lot of themselves. To not let somebody else who's not you come and define how you feel about yourself. Because, you know, we have a double standard. We will say that all people are equal or we should all treat one another the same or whatnot, but you know, there's things that will happen to one person and we don't think it's important, but if it happens to a celebrity, we think it's important. And I think that that's not right because celebrities are people, we're all people and we all have value. And it's unfortunate that some people disagree with me, but I still love myself despite that. And so for a little while, I had some issues with my circle, which was the art circle. I used to do an event called the Art Slime. They'll be back. There's lots of my family in here tonight, so big at Artline crew. But yeah, man. Full moon. Play a CD in my car all the time. Yeah. And so I did this piece, and this piece is called Waking Up, because I think sometimes we allow the situations around us to make us think how the situation wants us to think, how the society wants us to think, how the government wants us to think. But sometimes you have to wake up, because your consciousness is not defined by stringing together words that rhyme, or the poets that I acknowledge at lines, by being pro-black or by mentioning hard times. It is not manifested in shirts that cover up my breasts or natural hair or being abreast of all the social issues and using art as a tissue to soak up lamentations and then profess dedication. My consciousness is not in long frocks or wearing locks or calling people queen when their souls I have not seen. I'm not on your team unless I am sure you're a winner. And I'm not deep and unique simply because I had an all-vegetable dinner. Respecting God as part of me and yet so much bigger than I am does not make me a sinner, and changing my path because I worked out their math does not make me a quitter. So if you think that smoking weed and drinking green tea makes you conscious, then your definition of excellence would probably make me nauseous. I prefer more life to more strife, and good intentions are my concept, because lots of them who claim to be praised with open eyes are cons, yes. And I'm too busy growing to waste time conforming to unproven philosophies and watching as those who are supposed to know live the same mediocre, aka pop-down lives as those who didn't learn properly. The system is corrupt. It is designed to make you hate it, stay home, and mope. You say you are a piece of art, a dreamer, but are your dreams just plastic going up in smoke? While our opinions don't match and you sit back and perhaps begrudgingly judge me, I've woken up and I don't give a who doesn't, because I love me. Thank you. Give me a real talk, right? But my kids ain't here, so. And this last piece that I want to do, I think you guys are going to like this piece a lot. I call this piece a soca word piece, because it's spoken word. But what happened to me is that I like to write songs, and I write them all the time. And some of them are not songs that I'll ever really try to do anything with as far as getting music for. And so it becomes more of a spoken word piece, even though it has a rhythm. And this is a soca word piece, and it's called Get 'Em a Hit. Now there's some artists in here tonight, so I know the artists can appreciate this. Please, anybody who has ever carried a CD to any radio station and asked about getting their song played understands this piece. DJ said they want a hit, they said they need it bad. So when crop overcome, we were done playing carnival music from Trinidad. Want to make them play new artists who ain't carrying a sheet in town. Want to make them get a car to drive and leave the conductors alone. One hit up to the nostril, get them a real cocaine high. And the ones that like the scratching, get them one straight in the eye. They say we need a hit because nothing else won't fly. Well, if it is hits they want, the artists need to comply. Give them a hit, give them a hit, give them a so-and-so hit. Pour out your heart, make the CD, hope and pray that they'll log it. Beg for a little interview, don't let your money waste. They say we need more hits, man, hit them all in the face. Now when it comes to society, I just do my part. But when you become an artist, you got to play it smart. Some will give you a little forward, you give them a little front. Others want you to sell corn well or pump gas for the tune to pump. They say, pay to play ain't ethical, you commit a crime, son. Better luck next time, carry the CD to work with you at the garrison. Left it in somebody's car, because you never know. Or just wait in line, you got plenty time. 10 more years to go. Get them a hit, a real hard so-and-so hit. Or who vexed that you ain't recorded them, you gotta let them feel it. Beg for the interview, don't let your money waste. They say we need more hits, hit them all in the face. Now if you are a new artist, you know what to do. Go down like food, come up like vomit, you got to come out like stew. You got to sing a song that gon' warm the people's hearts. And the best way to do that is to sing about women parts. If you are an old-time artist though, you could hit or miss, cause you still get paid and play all when you sing foolishness. But I wonder how many good new songs gone down the drain, all because the body's singing it. Forget to hit the DJ, give them a hit, give them a hit, give them a so-and-so hit. Pour out your heart, make a CD, hope and pray that they'll log it. Beg for the interview, don't let the money waste. They say we need more hits, man, hit them all in the face. Thank you.